Right now, Bernie Madoff is in jail serving a life sentence for committing the biggest financial crime in history. Madoff is well known for stealing $64.8 billion from 35,000 victims.
Wow. Now, the lawyers who represent more than 1,600 people robbed by Madoff have written a book about how this fraud was allowed to go on for decades. Joining us today is Helen Davis Chaitman, an attorney and the co-author of JP Madoff, The Unholy Alliance Between America's Biggest Bank and America's Biggest Crook. Thank you for being here, Helen.
Well, Sasha and Ebony, thank you so much for having me.
So tell us about the new book and why did you decide to co-author JP Madoff?
I was determined to tell the public what I learned as a result of my representation of 1,600 Madoff victims. And my conversations with Bernie Madoff after he was imprisoned. I had never met him before he went to prison, but he reached out to me after he was in jail. And one of the first things he said to me was, JP Morgan Chase knew all along what I was doing. And when he first said that to me, I thought that couldn't possibly be true. And unfortunately, it was true. JP Morgan Chase knew from the early 1990s that Madoff was committing financial crimes. And instead of closing his account and reporting what he was doing to the federal government, they just decided that they would figure out how to profit from it. And they kept his account for 20 years, and it was very profitable for them. But in the meantime, 35,000 people lost their life savings. So I wrote this book, which is available on Amazon.com, in order to educate the public so they can protect themselves. I want to make sure that all of the honest, hardworking Americans in this country do not become victims of the next JP Morgan Chase, Bernie Madoff conspiracy.
What are some of the lessons, if any, that people should take away from JP Madoff?
Number one, you cannot trust a large financial institution. We have seen that JP Morgan Chase has pled guilty to 3 felonies just in the last 2 years. And it has paid out fines and penalties of $36 billion for violating the law just in the last 5 years. You have to read the book to believe this because it sounds absolutely incredible, but the book is full of facts, it's all documented, everything is sourced, so you can check my sources. Buy the book, it's on Amazon.com.
Attorney and author Helen Davis Chaitman, thank you so much for being here with us on Coffee with America.
Thank you for having me.